years ago, I had a really big problem. I just had a lot of time spent on social media, and none of that time was spent doing real work. So I just did what any normal person would do. I hired someone to sit down next to me, and every time I got off task, she'd slap me in the face. And it actually worked really well. My productivity skyrocketed 400%, and if you type slapped by on Google, the next word that pops up and suggests is Craigslist. My productivity skyrocketed 4%, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing if everyone could use this method? But unfortunately, slapping doesn't scale. So I had to invent the next best thing. So I created Pavlok, the first wearable device that doesn't track what you do, but it instead changes what you do. And Pavlok is a behavioral training device. It uses vibration, beep, and zaptic feedback to both help users form good habits and break bad ones. Our users have changed habits including smoking, nail biting, obsessive compulsive disorders, gambling, unhealthy eating, fitness, and more. I'll give you more of a concrete example. I'd love someone to yell out what you think. If someone tries to quit smoking, what is the chance that someone who decides to quit cold turkey will stay quit a year later?
2%.
What do you think? 5% is exactly right. What do you think? What do you think a nicotine patch success rate is? 7.5% effective. That's 50% more effective than quitting cold turkey, but it's 7.5% effective. On the other hand, if you strapped a Pavlok on the wrists of every smoker in America today, 7 days from now we'd have 30 million fewer smokers. More than half of our smokers quit within 7 days. More than half of our nail biters quit within 4 days. So, in summary, basically what we do is we created a system that's based on science. It's based on an old type of a science called aversive conditioning. If you associate a slightly uncomfortable stimulus while you do an undesired action, I use it for myself on tortilla chips. The way that your brain starts to recognize it is that it starts to associate those two together. It's called classical conditioning. So, for example, for 5 days I ate tortilla chips and pressed this button as I did it. And by the end of the 5th day, I still, till today, it's been 9 months now, I get a little slightly ill every time I see a new bag of Tostitos. And I'm physically unable to touch a chip when it sits on the table. So that's Pavlok. We help people break bad habits. We help people form new ones, and that's it.
So that what I usually do is I place an alarm on it. I put a message that I don't have to do this. Why would I put an alarm with a message instead of getting a shock every day? Like that habit.
So you can make an alarm. Sorry, I don't quite understand. You put.
So what I usually do is instead of like getting electric shock and avoiding all that issues, why would I just place an alarm and say a message to it and say I don't have to do this every day as a routine?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and basically like why would I?
Are you talking about like going and running in the morning and saying just put a message for yourself?
Part?
Sure. So the shock here. So there's a lot of things that shock does, and I don't like to say the word shock. In fact, we don't say the word shock. We do not shock. We zap. It's a slight running stimulus. Very different. So shock is something like zzz, electroconvulsive therapy. What I'm talking about is a slight tap. I'm doing it right now. It's a slight buzz. It's almost like someone tapping your wrist. We have 4 levels: vibration, beep, tap, and zap. And they're used for different functions. Now, some people like you are really good at executing the things that they want to execute. I want to make myself not eat unhealthy foods, and unless there's someone there hitting me with a whatever, I'm going to eat. If there's no one watching, I'm going to eat. I'm very bad at focusing, so unless someone's watching me, I can't do it. Now, other people are really good at all you need is a reminder, so we set the tap level. When I open my refrigerator door, I get a double tap, not zap, it's a vibration feeling. Double tap on my wrist, and on my iWatch it says, "Are you sure you're hungry?" Very slight. Now, if I am running and I want to use our Runkeeper integration, and I'm trying to keep my pace above 4 miles an hour, and I start to get under 4 miles an hour, it'll start to zap me to remind me to get running. Keep your pace going. The trick is you can use it as just a accountability buddy there on the side, just helping you push through.
So with Pavlok, which by the way rings a bell, you have different behaviors that you've identified that people want to quit or do more of, and the phone or a watch will detect that event. Is that what it is?
It's a great question.
How do you detect, say, some smoking?
Sure, great question. How does it know? So when we started the company, we thought it needed to know. So the device is open source, Bluetooth connected to your phone, there's an open API. So it's simple if you're a JavaScript programmer in Node, you type in npm install Pavlok, and then just type in pavlok.zap 100, pavlok.vibrate 50, and you've already got your API set up. It's super cool. So we thought it needed to know. And I started it based on that fact. So I created this Chrome extension. Every time I go on Facebook, it vibrates for the first 5 minutes. And after 20 minutes, it'll start to zap me every time I'm on Facebook. But then we discovered the science of aversive conditioning. Between 1960 and 1994, the most effective and one of the most common ways to quit addictions was called aversive conditioning. And here's what they would do. They would bring someone into a lab, and they'd say, okay, you want to quit smoking, so for 5 days, come to our lab. You are going to bring this 9-volt battery to your wrist as you puff a cigarette. But you can only do it when you're in the lab. They didn't have remote control technology, and they wanted to see what would happen. So in these clinical trials, a year later, they surveyed these smokers. In one particular study, which was done in 1988, there was 832 subjects who wanted to quit smoking. They gave them 5 days of conditioning. These are 2-pack-a-day cigarette smokers, 5 days of conditioning for 20 minutes a day, and they surveyed them a year later, and 55% of them had never smoked a single cigarette again. The flavor of the cigarette changes. The flavor of the sugary item changes in your brain. Your reptile brain starts to associate that uncomfortable stimulus and actually rewires the habit deep in the brain. So you don't have to do it forever. You don't have to wear the device forever. You can use the device for 5 days, break that bad habit, send it back. You got a 30-day refund. But what we've actually found is that once you get through those 5 days, you start to use it in very, very cool ways. It's stuff I want to talk about, I'll tell you. If you zap yourself while you learn someone's name, you don't forget their name. If you zap yourself, we have a version which vibrates every time you face north. It gives you this sixth sense intuition for north. You get this directional capabilities. We started to find that you were able to use this aversive slight stimulus as a sensory input, and you can use that input to learn subconsciously. But that's not what we sell yet. That's Pavlok 2. Wait for that. Pavlok 1, we quit addictions when that happens.
I still don't quite understand how does it know automatically that you open the fridge or automatically that you're not running 4 miles an hour?
Mm-hmm. Sure, it's connected to your. So I have a sensor on my fridge. It's called an estimate sensor. It's open source, and that's connected to our device. It also is open with a Chrome extension. We have an app. Anybody can write whatever. So Runkeeper is integrated with the device, and that's how it knows the speed. There's Runkeeper's tracking the speed. So I'm running the app.
There's another piece of hardware that you're not showing.
Oh, the phone. Yeah, your phone. It's connected to your phone. And so when your phone has location data, it has any API integration, that all works.
But the fridge, you still need to put something on the fridge?
Yeah, there's a sensor called the estimate sensor.
Yeah. Okay, so the sensor
it's not part of the package. It's just another product. It's an open source sensor.
You didn't show that here, right?
I did not show that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the key here is that it can know, but I think that America just gets too complex about it needing to know. Like, it needs to do all the work for you. You press the button whenever you think about your ex-girlfriend, and you stop thinking about your ex-girlfriend. I used it for that. It was very effective.
Does it work in Excel?
It does? That's a whole, let's have cock, that's a different product. But you can use it in amazing ways to stop internal thoughts. So we helped one person with PTSD, we helped one person with depression. Whenever you have this thought process, a lot of times these negative thought processes are habitual. And if you catch yourself in the act and add a slight negative stimulus, you're able to reroute that thing. So a quick, easy example is for meditation. We use the Muse headband, which measures your brain level score, and you try to keep it low during your meditation sessions. And in one session, so I zap myself every time that I couldn't remember to focus on my breath. And usually in meditation, just bring yourself back, sound gently. If I lost my focus, I pressed the button, and in one session, my score increased by 40%. Because instantly, it was like, my reptile brain was like, all right, fine, I'll quiet the F down, I'll focus. You have a question?
Question here. First of all, I think you gave a great presentation. I'm convinced I want to quit every bad habit I've ever had. The Pavlok, I also like your name, though, and I understand Pavlov, like the L-O-V, right, Pavlov. I got that. I got the L-O-K. But this is more of a marketing question on the L-O-K. What does that mean? Pavlok, can you just explain that?
Yeah, the original version of Pavlok locks to your wrist. That's what.
Can you repeat that?
The original Pavlok was designed to lock to your wrist so you can take it off.
Lock. Understood. I got it, Pavlok. Thank you. Yeah, good name.
All right, one more. Yeah, what's up?
How many shocks per charge?
We get about, so we don't shock. We give slight zaps.
That was a shock. That was a shock.
At our company, if anybody says the word shock, they get zapped. And just do a really cool Slack integration where it says, like, zap Isabel 100 and she gets zapped 100 volts. But anyway, the answer is 200 to 300. It's got about a 5 to 6 day battery life, vibration beeps, app, and all that stuff. Usually lasts about 5 to 6 days. Slight module, wear it anywhere in your body. And I know I have to cut it short, so I want to let you guys know for the first time ever, we dropped the price by 2, divided by 2. It's $99 for you guys at buy.pavlok.com, code Boston Tech. I already put it on the meetup.com group. So if you're interested, it ships next month, and it's really cool. You guys will see what's happening in the next few months, but I hope this was interesting.
Thank you.